Pitchgrounders, we are live with today's webinar, that is with Porter Metrics. So let's wait for the people to join in. Until then, let's play a 30-second countdown timer. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are back with another webinar for you guys. And in today's webinar, we are going to talk about some uncommon ways to look at your Facebook ads data. So we have Yuan, who is the from Porter, and he is here to show you everything about Facebook ads data, visualizing Facebook ads data, and talk about Porter in today's webinar. So, Juan, how's everything going at your end? You look kind of sick. What's happening?
No, we are working hard on the things we're doing because this month and last month has been great for us, and we are growing fast, actually. And no, but today I will show you some ways to look at your data because most Facebook marketers look just at tables. Tables are good, but are not the best way to visualize ads data, maybe.
Of course. We're going to learn that today. Guys, if you're tuning in from different places, I'm sure which you're tuning in from different countries, which country are you tuning in from? Tell me in the comment section down below.
Yeah.
Tuning in from India. Juan is tuning in from Colombia. And where are you tuning in from? Let me know in the comment section down below. Until then, let's ask Juan more about Porter and let's know more about Porter, guys. So, Juan, we heard a lot about Porter, just like I'm sure people have heard a lot about Porter. Even the news that we shared about the YC, and we are also like tell. Can you tell us like where the whole team is located?
Yeah, we are all in Colombia. We work remotely, but actually we are all in the same country. We are eight, nine people already, and most of them are developers because we want to strongly focus on products. The way we see Porter, as I have said before, is like a Zapier. So our vision eventually is that all such companies will connect to Porter so they can enable business intelligence for the users. So if you want to connect your Asana, your communications, which is your new application, if you want to connect those applications to visualize their data, Google Sheets or Data Studio or wherever people want, that's actually what we are looking for. And we are getting pretty good feedback from paid users already because they ask, Juan, I would like dashboards for my Stripe data or for Shopify or for my LinkedIn data. So we are connecting those apps so people can build reports on Data Studio, which is free. And I will teach Data Studio, of course, and on Google Sheets if you want manual reporting as well.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
So, guys, you heard him. Your data deserves to be wonderfully visualized, and that's you can do it by using Porter. And today we are going to show you how you can visualize your Facebook ads data using Porter. So I guess Juan, everyone's out there ready. We are all warmed up. There are people who have already joined in. So I guess let's not waste more time and get into today's webinar.
Okay.
And guys, if you have any doubts during the webinar and if you feel some things are new or alien to you, you can feel free to ask your questions in the comment section down below because PitchGround isn't just a marketplace. We aim to grow your business by doing webinars like this, by bringing products like Porter that can actually help you visualize your data and which in turn grows your business and helps you make data driven decisions. So guys, any kind of question, be it, very amateurish or etc., we are here to answer it to you. Team PitchGround, Team Porter, all here to grow your business. So let's get started with today's webinar that is about uncommon ways to utilize your Facebook ads data.
So if you want, I can share my screen and I can show
Yes,
people what they can do. I will do it.
absolutely.
So I will share my screen, sharing, and then here we are. Remember that in other webinars, we have already introduced to Google Data Studio. Google Data Studio is a free data visualization tool, so you can visualize virtually any data here. In this case, I will show you Porter because with Porter, you can connect automatically your Facebook ads data on Data Studio. And I will show you some examples that you cannot do easily on the Facebook Ads Manager. If you are a Facebook marketer, the chances are that you are only using tables to visualize your data. So the first way people don't do to visualize their data is over time. I would like to know how I am performing over time. So I will show you this. I will insert a time series here. This will be the first exercise. And I would like to visualize my data, my leads by day. And this is how it will look like. So if you, for instance, you are running lead generation, this graph is gold because it shows you, okay, in June, I started low, but then my amount of my number of leads started increasing. I want to know why. Okay, I will see how much money I have spent. So I will combine this data with amount spent. And here you have. So I am seeing why I'm having more conversions. I have more conversions because I am spending more money on Facebook. That's a quick way to see, okay, how I am performing, what I am doing right, what I am doing wrong. I can show you more things, but let's do some example. Okay, this is something useful. I already know how many leads I am getting every day and how much money I am spending every day. But what about if I calculate how much money does it take me to get a conversion, the cost per acquisition? And I will show you this. I will add a metric and I will create a new field. And this field will be cost per purchase or per lead. To calculate the cost per lead, which is an important metric, it's a unit economics, I will do this. I will divide amount spent by leads. And this will be all. And I will remove this first metrics. And as you can see, I am visualizing per day my cost per lead over time. So I am seeing a pattern. In general, my cost per acquisition is consistent. In general, it is under $5, but I am seeing a spike here. And with this spike, I find an opportunity to optimize because it is from 5 to 15. My cost per acquisition is 3x more than normal. But I will show you something. If you are a marketing team, if you're an agency, you want to have a specific cost per acquisition that you cannot surpass. So how can I visualize this? I will go to this chart I just created. I will go to style and I will add a reference line so people can track their performance over versus an objective. So I will say, okay, my cost per acquisition should be $5. If it is more, I am in trouble. So I will set it as 5. And as you can see, I am setting a reference line that tells me, okay, if I am above this line, I am doing wrong. So the name of this label will be CPA target. So I am not willing to pay more for a lead than $5. And I want to make this line solid and I want to make it this red. So people can say, I cannot be over this, otherwise I am doing wrong with my business. And this chart is useful because it lets you know if your marketing is having a return on ad spend. This is the first example. I can continue, but I would like to know if there are any questions or any comments so far here.
The comments and questions are nil. Guys, if you're watching us and if you are able to hear us clearly, then let us know in the comment section down below while Juan is continuing with the webinar.
Okay, I will continue with this. This is a useful chart because it already tells you if your marketing is having a return on ad spend. That's just one thing. But I want to know something. Instead of days, I would like to visualize my data by weeks or by months or by day of week. How can I do that? I will go to data and let's see this. If I go to date, this tells me, okay, the type of data you are visualizing is date, June 1st, 2, 3, 4. What if I want to visualize it in another way? Instead of date, I want to visualize by day of week. And let's see if it works. and it is working. It is showing the data by day of week. What is this telling me? Okay, I know that I have a specific cost per acquisition, but this is not everything. I will remove this reference line and this will tell me something different. It is telling me in which days of the week I am getting higher cost per acquisition. And if you see a trend, you will notice that our highest cost per acquisition is on Monday and on Saturday. So I am wondering why my cost per acquisition is higher on those days. And you can act on them. Maybe you need to increase your budget, or maybe you need to optimize something there, or maybe you need to reduce the amount spent on those days because they are having lower performance. So this is by day of week. But what about if we created a heat map to show me the peak hours? I want to visualize at what time I am getting the most leads, and I will show you how it is done. So I will do something with this line chart. In this case, I am visualizing a time series, but I want to visualize a heat map. So I will go here, and instead of a line chart, I want to visualize a heat map, which is this option. So how heat maps work? They are pretty simple. I need to set a value for the rouse, which will be the hour of the day. So in this case, I will set hour of the day, and it will be this one. What is this one? This is the hour of the day of the advertiser, not the audience. I suggest you to visualize my advertiser because this is how Facebook ads reports its data. So I am visualizing over hours of day. That's one thing. But I want to visualize over day of week. So I will go again to date, and instead of days, I want to visualize days of week. So this is what I will show you. Instead of date, I will to go with day of week. And instead of cost per lead, I would rather visualize my metrics not as cost per lead, but as leads. So instead of cost per lead, I will suggest leads. And here we have a heat map that is showing us the best time to get leads. But this is not over. I want to organize this by the start of the day to the end of the day. So I will organize this. I don't want to sort by leads, but by hour, and it will be descending. No, it will be ascending, and the columns will be by day of week, and it will be ascending too. So you can see how it changes. Now I have a heat map that helps me visualize what is the peak hours of my business, and I will show you what you can do with this. So if I visualize this data, but these days, I am noticing that most of our conversion, curiously, are happening on Sunday and Monday, especially. It seems like that it is happening on these days. But what else I can find? I am noticing that from 12 a.m. to at midnight to 3 a.m. I am almost dead. But I don't know if I am spending the same amount of ad spend. But in general, I am visualizing that all of my hours and days of week are consistent, but I am seeing a specific peak hours. For instance, on Sunday, I am seeing a peak hour. On Thursday, I am seeing another peak hour. On Wednesday, it is pretty much those hours. What you can do with these peak hours? If may I ask you, what ideas would you have with peak hours? I will show you what you can do. It turns out that you have a website, and you know that most of people buy on Sunday, but you don't have customer service on Sunday. So you make decisions there. What about if I relocate my customer service personnel to be more available on Sunday and less available on Fridays? So I can reduce costs on labor because I don't have personnel when I don't need them, but I have more personnel when I need them. So I can service faster my customers and my leads. This is an actionable idea to help you track conversions and to help you know when you should be present. This is just an idea of a heat map that I am showing you how it works. If Milan have any comments here, let me know. If not, I will proceed with other examples I have for you.
People are just listening to your value nuggets that you received, and I think that's extremely valuable, especially when if you're making a sale on Sunday. You can actually ask your customer team to be active on Sunday instead of Friday. And that's a true data driven decision, only possible if you're visualizing your data like this.
Exactly, you're right. This is only possible with things like Data Studio and Porter. You cannot do it with other marketing reporting tools. You simply cannot do it that way. I will show you other examples. So this is a heat map, but I will show you another example. I want to visualize my data by locations, by gender, by my audience demographics. So let's do that right now. I will create a a pie chart or a bar chart. I will choose a bar chart this time. And I want to visualize my leads by gender. So the dimension in this case will be gender. And here you have, for this account, all my leads are female. So there is no insight here because I am pretty much targeting only female. But I will go for it further. Instead of gender, I want to visualize by age. Sorry for that. I just made back. Okay, so I have here, I am visualizing leads by gender, but instead of gender, I want to visualize by age. So I have many options, but I am looking for age. And this will break down my data by age. I want to know if people that are purchasing are younger, are older. And I have an example. Most of our leads are from 25 to 34 years old, but I want to sort this in a different way. So the sorting won't be by leads, but it will be by age, and it will be ascending. So I have an actual order of my ages. So as this says, okay, my audience is young, but it is not that young. Most of our audience are from 25 years to 34 years. I can have a specific ideas for that. If I know that these specific people belong to a specific generation, I can serve the content differently. I can change my service. I know that younger people are more active on TikTok and older people prefer other kind of media. With this data, I can know how I can change the way I communicate based on the generations of people. This is another way, by gender, by age, but I will show you something else. I have already shown you this demographically. So if I go to maps, I will create a geochart, and this will show me the data by country. I want to know which countries convert more. For this account, of course, all leads convert in Colombia. That's why this is not insightful, but Facebook offers me another dimension to visualize geographical data, and it is region. If I choose region, it will break down my data just by specific regions, and you will see something. Okay, by default, it showed the US, but I am not visualizing the US. I want to visualize Colombia. And here you have, this is showing me in which states of Colombia we are getting more customers or more leads. Based on this data, you can focus your customers or your efforts in different areas. Because I am saying, okay, in this area I have more leads. What is going on in these areas or in these areas? Maybe I need to reduce the amount to spend there, or maybe I need to increase it. You need more context to make those decisions, but this gives you a general idea. This is by geography, but I will show you by placement. I want to know if Facebook converts more than Instagram or than Messenger. So let's figure it right now. I will create again a bar chart. So I will click here in this option where I can choose visualizations. I will choose this bar chart. And I want to break down my data, not by age and region. I don't want that. I want to visualize it by location or placement. So there is something called in Facebook Publisher Platform, and I will show you how it looks like. And Publisher Platform is the data, is the type of data that breaks down my data into Facebook, Instagram, or Messenger. What is this saying to me? Okay, most of our leads are coming from Facebook and not from Instagram, and almost no one is coming from Messenger. I can make decisions with this. If I notice that Facebook has a better cost per acquisition, maybe I should focus more efforts there. It is as simple as that. I know already that Facebook performs better than Instagram, but let's see another example. I know that Facebook is better, but this is not enough. I want to know where on Facebook I am performing better. So I will show you another way to break down your data. And this is placement. And this is location, publisher, age, platform. Let me look for it. And it is platform position. So I will drag and drop here this breakdown dimension. And instead of bar charts, I will show you how it looks like with bar charts, but I will show you a better way to visualize this data. And you will love it because it is an uncommon way to visualize data. So I have it here, but this is not insightful at all because it is a bar chart. So instead of a bar chart, I want to visualize with a tree map. And here you have, we are visualizing our data differently. So I know, okay, most of my leads come from Facebook because it occupies the most space in this tree map. But also I am noticing, okay, on Facebook, the most effective placement is on the feed. I don't advertise anywhere else. And on Instagram, I have conversions in both the feed and Instagram stories. This is kind of interesting. I am getting conversions on the stories, but on Facebook, I am only getting conversions on the feed. So you can also optimize based on the placement of your ads. In this case, for instance, my Facebook stories are not as effective as Instagram stories. That's quite a good insight. I can say, okay, what I should do on Facebook stories to make them as effective as on Instagram? That's the first question I will ask once I visualize the data this way. So far, I can keep going, but I would like to know if there are any thoughts or any comments, Mina, so far, or if you have any questions so far.
I'm just listening to this webinar because it's so interesting, and this is like I've never done this kind of stuff. So this is pretty interesting. Isn't that, guys? So yeah.
Yeah, I will show you this. There are many more ways to visualize my data. So I will remove this one and I will show you something that you cannot do easily on Facebook. It turns out that I have different objectives. When setting up a Facebook ads campaign, I can optimize for clicks, for link clicks, for conversions, for impressions, for many objectives. So how can I visualize them? I will go here and I can break down my data by objective. So I know that for this company, most of campaigns are for conversions and some of them are for link clicks. I want to know what is the cost per click for each one. So instead of leads, I want to change for CPC and let's see how it works. And this is interesting. When I optimize for clicks, you can see that our CPC is way lower than optimizing for conversions. So I say, okay, I am getting more conversions with my conversions campaigns, but our link clicks campaigns are getting pretty useful or they are pretty cheap when it comes to getting clicks. I want to know how can I optimize this. So I will take a look at the data at some other way. Instead of CPC, I want to visualize the CTR. And now I have something different. I am visualizing my data in a different way. I am seeing that for conversions, I have a specific CTR, and for link clicks, I have another CTR. What I am visualizing quickly? Well, it seems that conversions objective have better performance than the link clicks. This is a table that I am visualizing here, but I will do it in a different way. I want to visualize by campaign. So I will go here, I will choose this table, and instead of add image, which by the way, this is awesome, isn't it? Because I can visualize the exact add image I am using to get a specific amount of purchases. So this is actually pretty cool. So, but instead of add image, I would like to visualize my campaign. And here you have, we are visualizing our data by campaign so we can know which campaign is getting the most conversions. And in this case, it is this campaign. But I want to do something different. I know that this campaign has more, but I want to visualize it easily. So if I click here, if I go to chart table on this drop down, I will go to this heat map. And you can see, okay, I know that these two campaigns perform better, but now I know that they perform way better based on the colors. So these ones are my winners. Okay, this is quite useful, but I want to do something else. I don't want to visualize my data by campaign, but by ad set. And here I have, this is something special. This ad account is structured in a very particular way. The campaign name says conversions, but the ad set is based on the type of audience. So this campaign is targeting mainly the US, but it is changing. It is showing me that there are some locations that perform better. It is showing me that similar audiences in a specific place are performing better than other brands. This is quite insightful. So it is telling me which ad sets and which kind of audiences I should focus on better. Now, I will show you something else. I showed you ad set name, but I can show you also the ad name. So if I go here, ad name, while this loads, because it is showing me ad name perfectly. Okay, now I am visualizing my data, but ad name, and this is something interesting. The ad name is broken down by different types of products. So there is a product that is called camera, and there is a product that is a ring, and there is a product that is called white, for instance. So I want to do something else. Now you know that I can visualize my data by campaign, by ad set, and even by ad name. But I want to show you something that you can do only on Google Data Studio that you cannot do anywhere else. And I will show you how it works. It turns out that I want to visualize my best performing product. In this case, I have the product name in my ads. So I know that a product is called Camara, another is called Ring, another is called Twist. I want to visualize by product, but it turns out that Facebook doesn't offer such a breakdown, but I can create it, and I will show you how it's done. Let's take a look at this. If I create a field, I will say, please product breakdown. And I will say a conditional. You don't need to worry about learning this stuff because you can simply copy and pasting from our documentation. If I go here to the formula, I will set a conditional. I will say, please, when this happens, then do this. I will show you, and you will see that it is pretty easy. This is something you don't need to be worried about this, about learning this. This is secondary, but I will show you the power of a business intelligence tool. I want to say, okay, if ad name contains the word ring, please tag it as ring. If not, tag it as other. So I will show it again. So when this happens with ad name contains with ad name contains the word ring, and call it ring. If this is not the case, please call it other and end. And you will see something special. I will click on apply. And here you have. This is something that you can only do with Porter Metrics and with Google Data Studio. And there is no way you can do it with any marketing reporting tool. I am visualizing this conditional that I will share with you, and you can replay this video. But it is showing me, okay, if the word ad name contains ring, please tag it as ring. So let's see the example. Camara doesn't contain it, so it is other. Crystal has ring, so I tag it as ring. Now I can break down my data by product type, and I can already know which products perform better. In this case, other products that are not rings are performing better. They are driving more purchases than the ring category. And this is the way you can break down your data with Facebook. There are many more ways, but I would like to stop right now to answer questions or anything else. So I will stop this one.
Yes. So people are finding it valuable because we've received the comments like this is lit, and that is indeed lit because what you just learned is something that only happens inside Porter and
Yeah,
not any other data visual intelligence tool. And guys, if you have just joined the webinar, I've also seen some people who have just entered this webinar. It's all right. You'll find the replay that is on our Facebook pages, on YouTube, etc. It's going to be everywhere. So you can replay and check. But for sure, I'm going to replay it when I'm running my Facebook ads because that's some interesting stuff that I've learned. And I can't wait to run my own Facebook ads, see, visualize my data as using Porter. So
no, if you want to see any examples or if you have any questions, if you want to say, Juan, I would like to visualize this or I want to answer this question, I can show you how it is done. It is pretty simple.
awesome, awesome. So, rounders, if you have any questions regarding the webinar, you can leave it in the comment section down below, especially for the user who found it lit. Leave your questions in the comment section down below. And if you don't have any questions, you get questions while
Yeah.
visualizing your data, you can always reach out to the support of Porter, of PitchGround, and we are always here to
Yeah. By the way,
answer your questions.
if you want to learn Google Data Studio, if you want to learn to visualize your data, or you want to steal our report templates, you just need to go to portermetrics.com and you will find them there. Actually, this week I am focusing on creating a course so people can understand Google Data Studio from scratch. If you
I
want,
think, yeah,
yeah, if you want, I can show you just one last example so you can see, okay, which devices perform better. I am converting more on mobile or desktop, or which brand converts better. I will show you right away, and that will be the last example. So I will share my screen,
awesome.
and you will see it.
Yes, we can see it.
So on table, instead of a table, I want to visualize a pie chart. And this pie chart, I would like to break down this data by device. So you will see it here, device platform. And the metric will be cost per lead but it will be purchases. So this will show me which devices get the most purchases. And let's figure it out right here. And here you have, for this account, most of the purchases happen by far on mobile. This brand is relying and focusing specifically on mobile, but this is not everything. I am visualizing by mobile, but I want to visualize the device that the people are using. So if I go to device platform, this is showing me if it is mobile app, mobile web, or desktop. But if I go to impression device, it will show me the actual brand. I want to know if it is Apple, if it is Android, if it is another operating system. And this is showing me that the majority of the people buying my product use an iPhone. Some of them use an Android, and then some people use desktop, iPad, Android tablet, or an iPad. But this is telling me, okay, the vast majority of your audience are on iPhone. Maybe I should target more iPhone users. That's just an example. Or I should make sure that my website works fine on iPhone. Of course, my website should work fine everywhere, but if I need to prioritize an effort, it should be on iPhone. This is another way to visualize your data. There is something more kind of advanced, but so far I want to stop here. Just I can answer more questions or I can repeat an exercise if you want me to. So I will stop sharing again.
Yep. And users have also been asking about the Google Data Studio course that you're releasing because Data Studio is a concept that most of our users aren't really familiar with. But
Of
once they
course.
are familiar with, I'm sure they're gonna love what Google Data Studio is and the power of Google Data Studio.
Yeah, you should know that Google Data Studio will become the standard of marketing reporting. And business intelligence tools like Google Data Studio, like Tableau, Power BI, Click, Looker, and those things will be the standard for all businesses eventually will use a business intelligence tool because there is no other way. There is no other way you can visualize all your business data. If you want to combine Facebook data plus Google data, you cannot do it with Google Ads Manager. You cannot do that. If you want to visualize Facebook and Google data, you cannot do it on the Facebook Ads Manager. On Google Data Studio, you can, and you can do it in a few clicks. So it is kind of a relevant use case. One of our customers is an ex-Googler, and this
Wow.
guy, who is a Google marketing expert, and according to Google itself, one of the best marketers in the world, he's happy to pay Porter because, and he didn't buy the lifetime deal. He's paying a monthly expense because what he used to do, being as an ex-Googler, is that he exported the data on Google Sheets every month to track. With Porter, he tracks his return on ad spend and his amount spent and his conversions on a daily basis. And he told me that he bought a TV, to have a dashboard live that he can refresh so he can know exactly how much he's selling every day. That's a great use case from an ex-Googler.
Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, that is the power of data, guys, and that's how important data is. And as Juan said, the Google Data Studio is going to be the standard reporting in the few coming, months or years. And that's why you need to get on it as soon as possible and learn Google Data Studio. And that's why uh, Porter, Team Porter, is actually bringing a Google Data Studio starter course for free that you can actually enroll and learn about Google Data Studio. And guys, this is the time where you can grab a tool like Porter on a lifetime deal. Lifetime deals don't last forever, and we don't want that. Hey, can we get our lifetime deal back if it's
Yeah.
over, etc. So, guys,
Yeah.
you're saving a ton of money, you're visualizing your data, and this is just a deal that you cannot miss if you're a marketer. And if you have any doubts, let's say, I agree, Google Data Studio is you know tough, or maybe all these ads etc are new to you, but that's totally all right because we have so many webinars that are planned, which is the next webinar for Porter is on November 9th, then on November 18th, then on November 24th. We're going to discuss about Google Ads, that's visualizing Google Ads on Data Studio. We, for all those social media managers out there, we're also going to discuss about measuring Instagram organic efforts.
Yeah.
And for all the business owners and the agency owners out there, we're gonna also um, discuss about data reporting and how to combine your CRM, analytics, Google Sheets, and all that. We have so many webinars planned for you guys. And why? Because we follow an education driven approach. We believe that if you're educated, you can make better decisions about the product, about your money. Guys, COVID has been hard for us for this year, but it doesn't have to be. And that's why we want you to be wise with your money. And that's why we want to give you an education driven approach for every product that we bring on Pitch Ground. Because our main aim is to see your growth, see your business grow, whether you're a freelancer, whether you're an agency owner, or you're a marketer. So, and that's why we have gotten Porter. You already saw the power of Porter and the kind of decisions it helps you take. And imagine this with and without Porter. Watch this video once again. I'm going to show it. I'm going to tell it to you that those kind of decisions are really tough to take, especially if you don't have the right set of tools. And Porter is here to provide the set of tools to you to visualize your data and make it a standard norm for reporting.
Yeah. The reason is that the near future, it seems ridiculous that marketers spend their time on Google Sheets. You don't have time for that. And most marketers spend their time exporting and copy pasting the data in Google Sheets to have a table Tables are useful, but they are not the best way to analyze data. As I showed you, you can use maps, bar charts, pie charts. I didn't show you regressions, a scatter plot, which is useful as well. I mean, eventually I will show you how to analyze a scatter plot. But the message is life is too short to spend time copying and pasting data. And also the lifetime deal, which Mina says is correct. Chances are we are not ever launching a lifetime deal again. The reason is because we don't need it. We are launching a lifetime deal to get more feedback from more users, not for revenue. And as such, it is not likely that we are launching a lifetime deal again because we don't play for pricing. We play for building a better product. So if it is the time to buy Porter, the time is now. While you can buy Porter for lifetime for $59, people, most of people who buy Porter at this time are paying $800 a month or a year. So you have a context or how much money you are saving right now.
And you get access to all the templates within that, which are amazing. You should just go log into portermetrics.com and check out the templates by yourself. Guys, this is some powerful marketing stuff if you're doing and playing with data. And let Porter be your friend while you play with your data and scale up your business. That's it for today's webinar, guys. And thank you so much for joining today's webinar. Stay tuned for all our webinars. And you can do that by going on to our Facebook page and check out the events tab. They're all updated and we're going to share it with the group as well. Black Friday is coming, and this is the season that where you have to, as a marketer, spend more money and scale up your business. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any more questions, you know where to approach us, Team Pitch Ground on our Facebook group or Porter. You can contact the support. We are always here, and Yuan is always here to help you out. Thank you so much, and have a great evening, guys. Bye.
Thank you and see you.